Good morning. This is a day some people probably thought never would arrive, but lo and behold, here it is, a good day for New York, which we're going to talk about. And I think it's just a good example if people really keep trying and keep working and don't pay a lot of attention to everybody that wants to have a war in the press, but quietly in the background tries to find some kind of ways where both sides of any negotiation can get a good chunk of what they want and not get hurt too much on what they can't get. That's what democracy is all about. That's what a good negotiation is about. Let me start out by pointing out we have Congressman Jerry Nadler with us and Councilman Dominic Recchia, who really deserves as much credit as anybody for keeping his nose to the grindstone, if that's the right expression, and getting this done. Senator Diane Savino, Senator Alec Bukransky, and Carlos Shasora, who's representing Marty Markowitz, one of America's most famous destinations. Go around the world and you ask, do you know anything about New York? They'll tell you that's where Coney Island is. When tourists come to New York, we want Coney Island to be on their must-do list, right next to Times Square and the Empire State Building. To create a comprehensive redevelopment plan to achieve all of that, we work closely with Coney Island residents, community leaders, and elected officials. And particularly, I'm grateful for the leadership and dedication of Marty Markowitz and Dominic Recchia, as I said. The city has signed a contract with Thor Equities to purchase 6.9 acres of land in Coney Island, most of it along the waterfront. You see it on the map there. This is the last major piece of the puzzle, and it really marks the beginning of a new era in Coney Island's history. Beginning this coming summer, we anticipate that nearly 10 acres of the amusements and attractions will be open for business, which is about double what it was this past summer. And to help attract private investment to the entire 27-acre amusement district and to encourage Thor Equities to start developing the hotels and stores it plans to build in its remaining land along Surf Avenue, our administration is investing more than $150 million to improve Coney Island's infrastructure, with millions more coming in federal and state aid. And we'll use this money to upgrade the underground infrastructure in the neighborhood, rebuild large sections of the boardwalk, and build a brand new steeplechase plaza. I mentioned earlier that our plan for Coney Island was developed in close consultation with community leaders and elected officials, and we're pleased to hear from some of them today. First, you should know that Congressman Jerry Nadler really has been a longtime champion of Coney Island's revitalization, and he helped deliver important federal dollars to the neighborhood. Congressman, would you say a few words?
Thank you. Let me just say I want to congratulate the mayor, the city, Joe Sitt, Thor Equities, for reaching an equitable agreement that will promote the development of Coney Island and the preservation of Coney Island and the promotion of Coney Island as a great amusement park for a long time. I'm particularly glad that the city is going to invest $150 million in the infrastructure, and we'll get more federal and state funds in there. This should be a rebirth of the entire area as an amusement park, as an economic development engine, and for more residential and other uses, and that's Joe's department, part of that. We're also developing moderate income housing in the area on a continuing basis. This is really a new start and a new birth for Coney Island. And I have to congratulate in particular Councilman Recchia, who had a particular role. All of us elected officials played a role, but Dominic had a particular role in making sure this happened, and the City Planning Commission, the mayor, and Thor Equities and Joe Sitt. So congratulations all around. It's one of the better days in these economic times. Thank you.
Jerry, thank you. From the very beginning, as Jerry said, Councilman Dominic Recchia has been the driving force really behind our efforts to revitalize Coney Island. He's worked with us every step of the way.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for those very, very nice words and kind words. And it's going to be great working with you in the next 4 years to see the plan go through. But I just have to thank the Bloomberg administration. I have to thank Deputy Mayor Bob Lieber for doing an outstanding job, and his staff. I have to thank Seth Pinsky, the president of EDC. And, of course, the one person who we started out with, and her and I just disagreed. We didn't see eye to eye. And she turns around to me and says, when could we sit down and have a discussion and go out to Coney Island and talk about it? And that's Amanda Burden. When I first started this dream, when I first got elected in 2001, I made a commitment to the residents of Coney Island that we would change Coney Island for the future. We would make it better. We would bring jobs. We would energize it. And I would get people interested. And when I went to speak to many developers closed their doors. I went to go speak to the mayor's office and the mayor, and he said, this is very interesting, let's move forward. And then I spoke to a friend, Thor Equities, Joe Sitt. He was the first one who took an interest and went forward and started purchasing the properties in Coney Island, and all of a sudden, everybody becomes interested in Coney Island.
To fully bring this plan to life, seriously, we have been and will continue to work closely with our partners in Albany to pass the alienation legislation, and two of this neighborhood's champions are with us today, Senator Diane Savino and Assembly Member Alec Bukransky. Senator, you go first, ladies first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am very happy to be here today, a day that I was starting to wonder whether it would ever come. But here it is, and I want to thank Mayor Bloomberg and Joe Sitt for making this day possible. Of course, Deputy Mayor Bob Lieber, my friend Madeline Wills back there, Commissioner Amanda Burden, Dominic Recchia, who really has been the champion of Coney Island, for all of the work that you put into this.
Diane, thank you. And now Alec Bukransky.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. First of all, I want to thank everybody, and Mayor's office, and everyone involved in achieving this greatest day. It was a very, very difficult and hard negotiations, but usually we have a great cooperation coming out of a thoughtful business negotiations. So I'm sure, like many people on Coney Island, sure that we're going to have a great cooperation between the city and the Thor Equities in providing jobs, in helping many, many people on Coney Island to see finally the light at the end of the tunnel. And that means a lot of jobs, jobs that people on Coney Island need. Again, it's a great day, and it's a pleasure and an honor for me to stay here next to the people who made it happen. Just want to say, Dominic, you've been a great friend, incredible partner, but even most importantly, an incredible representative of 47 Council District. People are lucky to have you. Thank you.
And now Deputy Mayor Bob Lieber, who has been leading our efforts in Coney Island, and to say he was instrumental in sealing the deal is kind of an understatement. Bob?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And at the heart of this project is the protected parkland that stretches from the Cyclone to Steeplechase Plaza, that is going to create the center for the amusements along Coney Island's famed boardwalk. And all told, when we're done, the amusement, the dedicated parkland will be 12 acres. And at long last, America's first playground will be protected, not only for this generation of New Yorkers, but really for generations to come. It's a great day for New York. It's a great day for Coney Island, and I'd like to, personally thank my team, many of whom have been working towards this milestone for many, many years. And first, I'd like to start with the aforementioned Amanda Burden, for our City Planning Commissioner, and her team with Purnima and the rest, who really spearheaded the rezoning process that's created the framework for the growth and the revitalization of Coney Island. And I can't go without spending a second to at least thank Joe. Admittedly, this has been way too long. It's been a tough process with you. But at the end, I think we all look forward to a revitalized Coney Island, and we're all glad that we've been able to cross through this threshold with you. So thank you as well. And thank you to everybody else.
As Bob said, really the key to this agreement is the contiguous property that we needed to create a world-class amusement park. And so it's my pleasure to introduce the person who helped make it happen, the CEO of Thor Equities.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Today, for this great day, for this great icon, it's a win-win, not just for local residents of Coney Island, which I think it will, not just for all the jobs that it will create. This is a win for all of us in New York City, This is a win for all of us in America that want to see this great brand brought back to life. And this is a great win for internationally all the folks that have followed along.